to all my little creatures of the night. This is Dragonusk 4 coming at you with a how-to-do project for all my little Gothic viewers that might be out there that want to learn how to make a mini top hat. And usually it's girls that wear this more and women wear this more. But you can make it masculine and possibly have a masculine version. But I'll tell you how you're gonna do it. All right. First, you're gonna need some materials. You're going to need a container, and in this case I'm using a mini cookie container. Looks like this. And you could also use possibly a yogurt cup or a sour cream container or something. I chose this particular container because it already has like a top hat look to it. You're going to need some craft foam. Just possibly one sheet of craft foam, some scissors, some ribbon of your choice, some elastic or a hair clip, and some hot melt glue. And alright, so let's get started. You'll need like a pencil or something to trace or draw around with. Okay, now here's what you're going to need to do. Alright, taking your craft foam, and I've already done this step, but I'm going to tell you what I did. You're going to need to take your cup that you're using, and first draw a slight bit around the edge of the cup on your craft foam. And you want it just a slight bit long, out just a little bit further than the lip, so you want to go just a slight bit around extra and draw all the way around in the circle. And then take your cup, flip it over, and draw around the smaller end of the circle. And I'll explain this as I go along. So you're going to have a circle within a circle, basically, so it'll look like this. See, this is the smaller end here that I drew around, and then this is the bigger end. Alright, then take your scissors, cut out the big circle first, and then you'll cut out the smaller one so you'll have a ring like this. And I do recommend to add a little bit of strength that you make two of these, okay? Because you can glue them on top of each other. It'll give it just a little bit more strength. So, I'm going to cut out this inner circle off this one so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so you'll have two circles. Alright, and they're going to be layered on top of each other like this, glued on top of one another. And these little extra pieces that you cut out, if you want to attach them, that's up to you, but you could use them for other projects or just discard them, however you want to do it. Alright, now, using your glue gun, you're going to glue these pieces together. You could use other glue too, like you could probably use like paste glue or like a glue stick or something. It's not really essential that you have hot melt, but the hot melt works pretty good. Alright, and you want to just kind of poke them together and glue them together. And after it dries, you can trim it off if you want. Like this one has just a slight bit of a corner off on this piece here. Alright, and then what you want to do is taking your cup, just temporarily put this ring to the side, and then you want to take your cup, and then you get your ribbon and cut off to measure it from the top, and you want to allow a little bit extra space of whatever cup you're using in order to bend over the end on each end so it won't unravel. So you take your ribbon, and in this case, this is being made for a friend of mine. I'm using a thinner ribbon, and it has little skulls on it. You could use whatever ribbon you want. You could use real thin ribbon, or you could use the thicker ribbon. But depending upon what ribbon you want, you'll need like this. I would classify as like a medium width ribbon. So you need about a dozen strips. Measure it from the top all the way down to the bottom, and allow for that extra flap on each side. So you'll have probably like about an inch overhang over the end. And then what you're going to do, you're going to put a little drop of glue at the top, put the ribbon, bend it over into a little flap like this, and then put it into the glue like that. And then just proceed to put a little strip of glue all the way down the side of your piece here, and pull it tight. And when you get to the bottom, again, you're going to have to flip up that flap so you can glue it down and it won't unravel on you. Okay? So you'll have a piece it's going to look like that. I just glued it off the top, ran the glue in, and did that. Now, you want to continue this process all the way around. And you want to kind of not overlap them, but you want to, well, you could overlap them, but you really want to just kind of get them side by side so they're more or less kind of joining together. And it'll probably take about a dozen strips. But again, it depends upon how big of a ribbon you're using. Okay, so here's what we got so far. Okay, you see how I did that. I overlapped them here, and I'll keep doing this here. Gotta put another glue stick into my thing here. You're gonna have to bear with me. Unfortunately, glue sticks are not endless. They go fast. And this project is also a really good way to recycle. You know, it's a good fun project for younger kids to do. You know, and teach them recycling and whatever. Or if you just happen to be someone that just likes cookies or sour cream or whatever, and you want to make presents for people, it's also a good way to do it too. Just, you know, either way, it's a good recycling project. So, and it makes something interesting. Okay. Now you see how it's coming together like that, where it's actually forming a solid here. Okay, we're almost halfway around now. Oh, and that piece that I told you that you could either use for another project or you could discard. If you want to, you could actually glue that to the center on the top, so it would give it like a little bit more decorative quality, which I probably will do on this particular one. And then it'll at least will hide the bottom, but it's up to you. I mean, there's different ways of there's a lot of different ways you could do this project, but it's the main way is just layering the ribbons on here. So you're creating this little mini top hat, as it were. And just be careful with the hot melt that you don't burn yourself if you're using hot melt glue, because it does get really hot. If you want to use paste or whatever, again, you could do that if you would prefer to do it that way, or some other kind of glue. You don't have to use hot melt. It's entirely up to you how you want to build this. We're getting there. Okay. The ribbon is sticking to my hand here because of the glue. Well, anyways, so this video don't get too long, I'm going to explain what I'm going to do after I finish making this all the way around. I'm going to take the top, that little circle that I cut out, and I'm going to glue it on top of here. Then you're going to take the bigger circle that you glued together into two different halves, and you're going to slip this over the top of this piece. You may have to trim it out just a little bit to get the circumference right. I'm just trimming it just a slight bit because it doesn't want to go on. So once you trim it, you slide it over the top like this, and you just kind of pull down on it. Until you get to the bottom edge. And then when you get to the bottom edge, you would just glue that in place. And then that would be your top hat. See that? Now that's the ribbon section that I just did, and that's that piece that I just we did to cut out. It would be the top hat part. Now, in order to wear it, you'll need to you'll either need to poke two holes in this base part of the cap of the actual piece, the cap of the container, that is, and then put a piece of elastic cord in there so you can wear it over your head, or you could glue a hair clip on here, and then you could just clip it into your hair, and that's how you would wear it, basically. Anyways, I'm going to finish this up, and since I don't want this video to be way too long here, so I hope you enjoy it, and if you want to make them, and if you want to ever share a picture of what you made, just feel free to leave the link or in a comment. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.